What up world, and chào mọi người rắc rối, chào mọi người hơi ganh, chào mọi người vui vẻ, and chào mọi người horny as fuck. This is your soon-to-be favorite Vietnamese guy, Ham I, of alwayswalmart.com. Swing through my site and cop yourself a cool Vit pop culture tee or hat from me today. But if you don't have the money, I understand. Just be sure to turn the volume up and listen to this week's latest podcast episode, where as usual, I interview cool Vit and non-Vit people just like you and me. This week, I'm staying in my own backyard, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, to chat up with a licensed marriage, family, and certified sex therapist. Listen as we talk about Ba Lê Phở, mosquitos, family, bang tuh, BDSM, being strapped to a St. Andrew's cross while getting whipped, couples counseling, evil spirits, shame, embarrassment, stigma, emotional trauma, communication, rebellion, boundaries, Nymphomaniac, the movie, gauging values, Legos, the Jamie Kennedy Xperience, and the first ever edition of Battle of the Haters. Everybody, welcome my new friend, the brilliant, the confident, and EDM raving, Dr. Thuydy Nguyen. Hey.
Hi.
Morning.
Good morning.
Am I messing up your Friday?
Not really.
I'm making it better?
Yeah.
All right, awesome, cool. So your name is Thuydy, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying it right, Thuydy?
Yeah.
I thought it was Thudy for a second.
Okay. Yeah, that's what the Americans call me.
Oh, okay, cool. Tutti Fruity, fresh and fruity?
Yeah.
That's the IHOP meal. You ever had that?
I have.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I want it right now, especially because it's breakfast time.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, happy Friday to you. You excited?
Thank you. I am.
Is Friday your favorite day of the week?
It's my day off.
Oh, it's your day off. Okay, so definitely, I'm pretty sure it is then, right?
Yeah.
You work like all days? 5 days?
Technically, I work 7 days a week. Fridays, the last 2 Fridays I took off. But yeah, for any overheads, anyone that needs an emergency session, I'm pretty available.
Cool. You have a favorite song about Friday?
No, not really.
Not really? Not The Cure, Friday I'm in Love?
Oh, no.
That's the ultimate Friday song. That's my favorite.
It is, yeah.
Cool. So are you in DFW right now?
I am.
Cool. You're from there?
No, I moved like 3 years ago.
From where?
From Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, okay. So you're like Florida man. You're kind of crazy then.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. I've never been to Jacksonville. What's the closest other city next to it?
St. Augustine.
I've never been to St. Augustine either. Where's the closest city next to St. Augustine?
I would say Orlando.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll know Orlando. I've been to Orlando. Pretty cool. Any favorite spots in DFW?
I would say the Asian markets. I like Ba Lê, the restaurant with pho, because they have the beef ribs.
Yes.
In the bowl.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that place. Cool. So, are you in Arlington?
I'm like near Lake Arlington.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I used to go to high school in Arlington.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I went to college over there too. But yeah, I know Arlington pretty well. But Ba Lê is delicious.
Yeah.
You have a favorite chill spot around the DFW area?
Honestly, I haven't been out. It's too hot and it's too cold. Like the weather here,
it's
I
weird.
thought Texas hot should be great. No, it's like air fryer hot.
Yeah, right now it's muggy too, so it feels gross.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer more, DFW or Florida?
I think Florida weather because of the beaches.
Which has worse mosquitoes, DFW or Florida?
I think DFW.
Yeah, I think so too.
I got a little tanning pool last year.
Yeah.
And sun's out, hitting the tanning pool, and mosquitoes are out. It's like during the day.
Yeah,
Why are you out right now?
I always want to just like sit outside and eat, like in my backyard, but I can't because the mosquitoes will come and just like tear up my leg or something. So, but yeah, even like if you use like a candle, a citronella candle, or you put sprays and stuff on it, never works.
Yeah, we have 3 lantern things outside. I have a little fire pit that I dug and put rocks around.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't escape them.
Yeah. It's bad.
Is your family here in DFW or are they in Florida?
My dad and my brother are here, so I moved to be closer.
Oh, okay, cool, nice.
Yeah.
Were like they always here, or like they decided to move over here, or?
I think they moved here probably the last 5 or 6 years. My brother wanted a better financial opportunity.
Yeah.
He was coming from California.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
And then he got into investment housing flipping them, and then he was like, here's the house, come by.
Yeah, I used to live in California too, and I moved back home to Texas because like I couldn't afford a house over there. It's like it was way too expensive. So what was it like growing up Vietnamese? You know, speaking of your parents and your brother.
Oh man, rough.
Yeah.
Like the fear of death is like prominent.
Yeah.
If you do bad, you're dead.
Yeah. I don't think I ever talked to a Vietnamese person and asked him like what was it like growing up Vietnamese, and then nobody ever said, "Oh, it was wonderful, it was amazing." It's always been some type of like it's a bit of a struggle. Everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So you were speaking of your dad. Was your parents cool? Both your mom and dad, were they cool?
My mom left when I was 7.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm first generation born. I'm the oldest. I think my mom was like 15 when she had me.
Yeah.
My dad was like 21. However, I'm also adopted. Like my mom, the man that she had me with wasn't my biological father. So this man who raised me, my dad here in Texas, took me in, and I didn't find out until I was 18. But in this lifetime, like the first 7 years, my mom was there, and they separated and divorced. And so she was more on the whole working and providing for her family, and I guess being young. I call it abandonment. Looking back, it's her trying to survive financially in a new country as a young child, so to speak, not being raised by her own mother too. And so there was a period of time where I struggled to understand why the other kids had their mom and 2 parents and I didn't.
Yeah. Now I understand when you said it was rough growing up. I get a little bit of a sense now. Yeah. It's kind of wild growing up Vietnamese. What's the most Vietnamese home decor thing in your house that you remember? Bang Ta, huh?
With the I don't know what to call them, the Buddha statues and the incense.
Yeah.
And there were very strict rules. As a female, when you're on your cycle and things, you can't go and offer or clean the bang ta because you're kind of like dirty. So you're on your menstrual cycle. You can't. That's not pure, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah.
Did not realize that. Huh.
And so that was like every time, like it has to be strategically in the house. It can't be in the bedroom. You were taught that this is like a very sacred thing. You can't do anything dirty or inappropriate.
Gotcha. Did you ever give it cigarettes?
No, I don't. My uncle smoked, but I don't think no. I didn't dare do anything wrong because I knew my dad would kill me.
Gotcha.
It's not funny, but
gotcha.
That's the fear that was instilled was very strong.
I used to go to Vietnamese restaurants and I'll see the bang ta with the Buddha statue, and they always had like a cigarette and had like a pack of smokes, and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, like Buddha smokes. But yeah, I grew up Catholic, so I had like all the Jesus crosses and stuff hung around the house and on the fireplace mantle and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, you are you're a marriage, family, and sex therapist, right?
Correct.
Can you explain a little bit what you do and like the topics you cover and like what you do to try to heal others?
So being that I'm a child of immigrants and first American born, I knew I struggled. And so first career was the nail salon, and I hated it, right? Your family has a business, you have to do it. And so I decided to go back to school because I was able to talk to people and their problems, and I gave them really good advice. So the nail salon set that way for me to go into therapy. I always knew that I wanted to be a sex therapist. And so background-wise, either counseling or marriage and family therapy. So I decided marriage and family therapy to understand, couple dynamics, communication, their level of intimacy, so that sex would be easier to understand in a 2-people standpoint. Marriage and family is a little bit different than mental health. Mental health, I would say, is more linear, so focusing on like anxiety, depression. Whereas marriage and family, we're systemic. So we're focusing on the system, generational patterns of dysfunction, things that have happened in your life, how they affect your thinking, behaving, feeling, also with another person. So when we understand the basics and foundations of yourself and your own, say, hemisphere and the other person, obviously there are differences. Your upbringing is different. Usually we're complementing what you are lacking, right? A lot of people, I focus more on trauma-informed care. And so understanding that a lot of the patterns that you're attracting now in your marriage that may, or relationships that may cause you discord or discomfort is a repeat of your childhood traumas, things like that. So you're repeating a pattern subconsciously that is bringing up or projected into your dynamic now.
Interesting.
And when you're disconnected in your relationship, obviously you don't want to touch your partner because you made some snarky comment or you're mad, right? So then now the intimacy and sex is non-existent.
Gotcha.
Or if you grew up in a, say, very Christian Catholic household, sex before marriage, all of these things, religiously, culturally wise, is not accepted. And so when you're dating and the generation of kids exploring and, you know, with social media and things, sex is more, I guess, acceptable nowadays. And so, but yet they're coming from a culture or a religion that, you know, says sex is taboo, not to mention sexuality and sexual orientation. Some cultures, some religions are very closed-minded. So you bring that to your upbringing, your relationship, and your sexual views, and what was normal growing up may be in conflict with what is your preferences and what you believe in now.
Okay.
And so my goal is to kind of help you understand where this is coming from, how is it affecting you. If it doesn't align with your goal, then we restructure it to make it fit you.
Cool. And I know you just said that you kind of wanted to get out of the nail business, and that's why you jumped into this profession. What was it like that inspired you to get into this field? Were you just at a nail salon working one day and you're like, I hate doing this, I want to be a sex therapist? Like, what sparked you to become a sex therapist?
You know, talking to people and they're just venting. You know, nail techs are like unlicensed therapists. So they're talking about their problem. And sometimes I'm like, man, I need to get paid more to listen to your stuff.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. So, but why specifically couples and sex? Is it because nail technicians used to tell you about a bunch of like sex issues and stuff?
The relationships, yeah. Okay. I used to do full body waxing. There were situations where like, hey, I'm getting groomed for sex, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, that's interesting. And then, you know, encountering different types of, hearing about different preferences and people's dating lives. And it's like, wow, I can't believe that people tell these things to a stranger.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But yeah, it's weird though, because like, you know, sex is like, you know, it's kind of like taboo, secretive, but it is kind of weird whenever like people openly talk about it. So, but yeah, okay. Did you go to school for this to study it and stuff too?
I did. So I did a undergrad in community and organizational leadership and psychology with the emphasis in nonprofits. However, you need to make money for you to survive. So yeah. I went on for a master's in marriage and family therapy. And then last year I finished my PhD in clinical sexology.
Awesome. Which school did you go to?
I went to Capella for my master's degree, and then for my PhD in sexology, I went to Modern Sex Therapy Institutes. They specialize in the sex education realm.
Cool. Which cities are those schools in?
So Capella is online primarily. That was in Minnesota. And then Modern Sex Therapy was in Palm Beach, Florida.
Cool.
And then my undergrad, I went to a brick and mortar, so College of Coastal Georgia in Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay, awesome. What motivates you to get up every day and do the work that you do?
I think little me is doing this because I don't want other kids and adults to suffer, like the immigrant children to suffer like I did. So if I can connect with people like me and give them hope, and, you know, this kind of inspires me that, you know, it will get better.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And to promote mental health. And I also do immigration evaluations. I notice people's parents are struggling. They'll reach out, and then eventually I'll get the parents in, and then we're just having a conversation, right? And they find it helpful, and I can help them understand so that they don't have to be frustrated. They don't have to be angry, like, implementing, new coping skills and things like that, because it does impact the children later on. So that's my, if I could give back to my little self and my parents, this is the goal.
That's really cool. I got to be honest, when I was searching for somebody to talk to for the podcast, I just looked up just a random therapist. I thought you were just a regular family therapist, a relational therapist. I didn't realize you were a sex therapist until last night. I was like, because I usually wait till the last minute to start researching who I'm going to talk to, and I was like, oh shit, she's actually a sex therapist. So that's gonna be kind of cool. So now can I ask you sex questions and stuff?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What's the most common issues couples usually come in for when it comes to therapy?
I would say connection, low libido, low desire.
Okay. Is it because they're bored with each other, or they've been together for too long, or is it just they just start hating each other, or there's resentment, or what?
I think that the women typically go along with it, not in a consensual manner, but there's this dutiful sex, oh, I need to do this for my partner, otherwise they'll leave me, or I'm not adequate enough, right? So they're associating love with sex, or connection with love, therefore it equals sex. And so if they grew up in an environment that they weren't able to speak up, and they've seen their mom be subservient, especially in our culture, right? They're more likely to go along with it until their body doesn't respond anymore. So over time, the structures can affect their body to relax. So they'll have sexual pain, or they may not have desire because they were never taught or exposed or had to talk, personal exploration like masturbation and things. A lot of women don't do that, or they don't watch pornography. They're very, say, closed-minded, and their husband or partner is driving that, hey, I need you to be open. I need you to do more things. And then there's conflict. I don't want to do this. You're pressuring me. So it's bringing two people to the table and helping them understand your person probably doesn't know how, and we have to teach them.
Oh, interesting. Cool. So what are some exercises that you tell your couples to try to, I don't know, re-spark sexual relations?
So the biggest thing is really just to communicate and take time with each other. I believe that if we are connected in our day-to-day, then we can bridge into, if I feel connected with you, we're talking, I feel good, then I'm more likely to hold your hand, probably initiate, so on and so forth.
Gotcha. So what's one small habit that a couple can start today just to make an impact on their relationship? Like you said, just talking? Is there ways to go about that though? Do you just say hey honey, how was your day? And then or does it have to be a super deep conversation, or what?
So I have a packet of questions. So you're basically playing 20 questions. So there's different categories, but in the specific, the sex and intimacy realm, we're just basically playing 20 questions, and you're picking a question and you're asking your partner, I don't know, what are your views on kink? And then your partner answers. Hopefully they're answering truthfully and honestly.
Yeah.
And then maybe a follow-up would be if they're yeah, I'm interested. And then maybe you can follow up with what would you be interested in? And then hopefully you're comfortable in saying, oh, I want to try to be tied down or do shibari today. And so he's okay, let's do the research. Let's watch the videos. Let's go to a club or a class to do these things. So it's really just bringing up the conversation and reducing the shame. Because it's you're at dinner and it's hey, honey, I want you to tie me up tonight. That's a little awkward, right?
Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, okay. So when you're talking about having open communication, it's actually talking about the subject of sex. You're not leewaying into it hey, this is what I did at work today. This is what I ate. And then kind of slowly leeway. You just go immediately right into it?
I would say go immediately, because the checking in, how's your day, typically is something people are very surface level.
Yeah.
And there's less shame or guilt regarding those topics, right? But if you're talking about sex or your emotions, those are more of a vulnerable place.
Gotcha.
And so while we're asking these questions, it's really to get you to be out of your comfort zone, because it's shameful. Who wants to talk about, I don't know, your toes getting sucked or something, right? Try saying that with a straight face. So it's that shock factor. It's it's that shame aspect. There's a cultural or religious factors. Like, I never told anybody about this. I want to try it. It's like your deep, darkest desires. Like, how often are you telling someone, hey, I have this desire to be a doctor of sex, right? That's really cool. Like, how are you going to get there?
Yeah.
I have this desire to be strapped to a St. Andrew's cross and whipped. I mean, that's like, oh no.
Wow.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, but it's cool because since you're the middleman though, it gives them permission to just go straight at it and like ask the weirdest things and request.
Because I'm affirming you that, hey, I noticed that you're having this reaction. Where is it coming from? Yeah. Has your partner ever like made you feel shameful? Is it like happening in real time, or is it a, say, stress or trauma response that may be familiar? Maybe when you were younger, you had a sexual experience that you told someone, hey, I want you to spank me harder, and they were freaking out, or they're like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
That impression leaves an impact so that the next relationship, deep down inside, you really like this, but the last time I brought it up, they reacted, now we're not together. So you're setting that foundation of like shock and awe, shame, and now abandonment.
Is there ever a point when like sex is like, it's just too weird though? Like, it's like...
So I specialize in kink, BDSM, open relationships, swinging. So no, in my realm, my expertise, no, I did a lot of like research. I try to do in-person observation through school. I really like the chapter in human sexuality in college. I really like the chapter of the deviant sexual behaviors. And so what I realize is that we're just not talking about it. The comprehensive sex education isn't taught in schools. Apparently there's less vegans than those engaging in BDSM and kink. However, there's more exposure about, eating or being vegan because it's not a taboo, so to speak.
Okay, yeah.
And so I decided to dedicate on the more alternative side so that we can normalize and more so communicate and bring exposure to reduce the shame.
Cool. And you help all couples, right? Not just Vietnamese.
I help all couples, yeah.
How often do you see like a Vietnamese or Asian couple come in for therapy? Is it rare?
I see at least one Asian person a week. I think I have maybe 30% of my caseload are Asians.
Yeah.
Now, couple-wise, the American husband, Asian female, are more likely to come to couples therapy, and they're more likely to participate.
You're talking about like a white dude and an Asian chick?
Correct.
Okay. What about the Asian dude and the white chick?
They're not coming to therapy.
What's up with that? That's rare. It's kind of a rare sight to see in the wild too, but yeah.
Right. They're not coming to therapy. Now, Asian woman, Asian man, if the Asian woman is wanting the therapy, the Asian man is usually not participating, and he's posing that it is her problem.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
And then if it's like, say Vietnamese man, Vietnamese woman, and the Vietnamese man is requesting therapy, the women will not participate. Like, she will be off on the side in the other room. And so I'm just really training him to convince her.
That's pretty much right there is like a right off the bat, hey, you're kind of the issue because you want to be a part of this. So like,
right.
What about the Asian woman, purple man? Is there ever a purple man?
What's a purple man?
I'm just making some stupid shit. Oh. So Asians actually kind of they come looking for you because they already know they feel more comfortable speaking to you, or they feel like you already kind of know what's going on in their head, or like
the cultural aspect. They figure that I would be able to connect because I feel like a lot of them that come to me after seeing non-Asian therapists, they're already having to explain or justify the culture and what the Americans may label as abuse. Now would consider being abusive, but it may be normal in an Asian household growing up. Tiger mom, tiger parenting, beating your child, spanking your child, so to speak.
Okay. I kind of like notice myself, like whenever Asian people have like a mental problem or a mental issue, like why is it usually blamed on like evil spirits or like some demon like come and overtake somebody. Why can't it just be like, yeah, it's a mental issue like that? We gotta talk about it. Like, how come Asians don't? How come they can't talk things over?
I think they say that the nervous system is weak.
Okay.
And so I guess they look at, from my interpretation, is that they look at mental illness as a sickness or a bad air or a bad, like the spirit, like those wives' tales, like if you're pregnant, you can't go to a wedding or a funeral because the soul of the dead body will come and attach to your baby's soul because it's a vessel. And so I'm assuming that exposure, they did bad in their, if they believe in reincarnation, they did the other person dirty. Now they're paying for their sins. Therefore, they have a kid with a mental illness, right? It's because it's payback. It's not like, you have an issue.
So most of your clientele, are they younger, on the younger side or on the older side or kind of in between or?
In between. The ones that are like around my age, so I'm in my 40s, the 30, 40-year-olds, usually they're already established, they have their careers, now they're having children, and they're wanting to incorporate like mom back into their lives after disowning them, and then they have conflict.
Gotcha.
Or we have the really younger ones that have just left college, and then they had a hard time adjusting, or after college they have to move back. So their trauma is resurfacing. So there's a big spectrum. Now, I also do have the older ladies, so like my mom's age probably, where the husband is having affairs, the wife is now catching them, they don't know how to navigate it, so they're coming to me about boundaries, what should they do about their husband's affair, things like that.
So do you notice patterns in like age groups? Like, can you sense like, hey, you're in your 40s, oh, you're going to have this issue. Hey, you're in your 60s, you're going to have this issue, or like, there's patterns. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very predictable. I don't know if it's like, whether it be Chinese, Taiwanese, people from Hong Kong, India, for the most part, it is all the same. The mannerisms, the foundation is pretty much the same, that you can pick up the pattern.
Interesting. So like many Vietnamese families, they avoid talking about sex and mental health and stuff. Is it like shame or is it embarrassment? Like what is it? And like, how do you help your Vietnamese clients overcome the stigma?
I think it's shame and just the whole like, the religious aspect. I know part of my family's Catholic. You're supposed to save yourself for marriage. There's no there's no sex for pleasure. I'm not sure about the Buddhist aspect, but I would say same concept, right? Arranged marriage. You're being married off already at a young age, and your goal is to procreate. And so, a lot of the clients that do come to me, they've either gotten caught masturbating, they're changing their sexual gender or orientation, or the parents caught them in having sex, right? And so now they're in trouble more than usual, or their parents are more strict, and it's causing tension with their child. And the child doesn't know what to do, and then they want to run away and avoid the whole situation, but they're dependent on their family.
Is it 100% like trauma induced? Like, is it like, let's just say like my parents had some weird trauma, come to the States, acclimating to a new country and stuff. And then they have me and my brothers. Does that trauma in their blood, like, does it transfer over to us when we're born? And then, like, that's why we're kind of, like, fucked up and, like, in some weird way?
So theoretically wise, there's a book called It Didn't Start With You, where it talks about the non-coding genetics. So just like obesity, diabetes, heart disease, it is passed. So I like to bring this into my therapy sessions. When your grandmother, maternal side, was pregnant with your mother at 5 months old, your mother in her belly already has her eggs for her lifetime. So all of her future babies are in grandma's belly.
Wow.
And so just like drugs and alcohol, if grandma is ingesting drugs and alcohol, the baby will be addicted to drugs and alcohol. Well, if grandma, on the opposite side, you're ingesting now, stress, anxiety, depression is chemically produced in the brain. If it's produced in the brain and it's relaxing or affecting your body to fight danger, your baby is now swimming in these chemicals, norepinephrine, noradrenaline, and cortisol. So the baby is used to a stressful environment.
Gotcha.
While being in grandma's belly. So I'm not quite sure where my grandmother was. I think maybe Korean War. I'm not quite sure. But while she was pregnant with my mom, say she was in Korean War. And then after, my mom doesn't have stress coping skills because she avoids and she leaves the family, right? And so I also may have a lower stress tolerance because I don't have the adequate levels of cortisol, norepinephrine, noradrenaline, right? Stressful baby in the womb coming into a normal environment, the baby is anticipating stressors.
Okay, gotcha.
They're not used to or acclimated to a normal or calm environment, so the baby's going to be agitated. And then when the baby's more agitated, you're going to fend or nurture the baby even more when the baby needs to develop its own self-soothing, nurturing ways itself and chemically.
Gotcha. And so when they grow, when that baby grows up to a kid, to a teenager, to an adult, that it's still passed down like through their life and like
right.
So where's that? How do you heal that? Where's that? Is it all about just talking to your parent, telling them sorry, or telling them that you forgive them, or they tell you that they forgive you, or like is it all about communication when it comes to that, just to like end it all, or does it keep on going?
I think just like diabetes, going to the doctor, doing your blood work, looking at your levels, looking at what your diet is, how you can tolerate it, same concept, right? So understanding where is it coming from? Because as an adult, like I grew up at one point, everybody leaves me, I'm the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not the problem. I'm the product of my environment, because if I didn't do well in school, I was the problem. If I wasn't home on time, I was the problem. So I'm associating the present based on the past. And so in relationships, especially, I have to help them point out, is this a real-time problem? Or does this problem link me to the past, right? You feel like your husband or wife is being critical. I'll ask you, have you felt this way before? Have you experienced this before? They're like, yeah, my childhood.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So who does your spouse remind you of? Oh, the loud tone, the abrupt emotions remind me of my mother. And I'm like, oh, so you married your mother?
Yuck.
You're repeating the pattern because it's familiar, even though you don't like it and you don't want it.
Yeah.
This is all you've been exposed
It's
to.
in your blood, right? It's pretty much in your blood. Okay. So I kind of noticed, like, I used to blame my parents on a lot of stuff. But as I grew older, I realized, like, where they came from, like how they came to the States and stuff. And one day I just thanked them. I was like, hey, Mom, Dad, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done for me and my brothers. And then, like, my mom and dad, for some weird reason, it felt like they appreciated that, and now they're like cooler. I don't know why. I feel a little bit better. I feel a little less stressed out, but because I understand where I'm coming from, where my feelings are coming from. Like, is it good for like Vietnamese kids just to talk to their parents, sit down with them, have a straight on one-on-one, just be like, hey, I thank you for everything? Would that make the parents feel better and appreciated, and then more loving towards the kid, and then towards us, and then we feel better, and then we can pass. Since we feel better now, and if we have kids, is it broken at that point when you just sit down with your parents and say, thank you, I forgive you, and vice versa?
You give me goosebumps. That's where I come in usually with the child. They're like, I'm having issues with my mom, and I'm the middleman, just basically interpreting. Like, remember, your mom came from Vietnam, and this is how she was raised, and this is how, that's all she knew. And yet American society is like this, and you're being exposed to this, and what you see is not matching what her experience. And she has to constantly say, hey, I was just doing what I knew at that time.
Yeah.
Was best.
Yeah.
And then the child is usually holding on to, well, you hurt me, you didn't love me, you abandoned me, because we're exposed to the American society and it shows it's different, which it's more of like coming together so that you can empathize with your parent to understand that their intent wasn't malicious. I went through the same thing. I didn't talk to my parents my dad for 7 years after I found out I was adopted. I went through a journey where I felt like he didn't love me, But when 2 years ago, he's like, here's all your adopted papers. He has everything, all my awards, my special scissors from middle school. Like, who keeps that?
Wow.
And so I realized that he loves me.
Yeah.
Not in the way that I need it or want it.
I think a lot of times too, we forget that we're not Vietnamese. We're like Americans. We grew up with American culture. So when we're trying to like conversate with with our parents, they're not Americans. They don't understand like what we're going through, and we don't understand what they went through. So there's that line where you got to find and just kind of like, I don't know, compromise or like, I don't know. But when I told my mom and dad that I appreciate them and that I love them, they just said it right back to me. And like, I felt like a sense of relief and like, I don't know, I feel like they understand me more and vice versa. But yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, right? Just being real with our parents, sitting down with them and just straight up talking to them and asking them about what was it like back then in the day. Like, and I think they would feel like, yeah, my kid wants to know, and like they let it out. They let out their feelings, and everything just feels better afterwards.
My parents never talked about their upbringing or their journey over here until I was like in my 40s. I'll be 45 this year. They just told me like maybe 2 years ago.
Dude, you're like I'm 44 too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be 45 in October, but yeah.
I'll be in May.
Oh, cool. So you're born in 81?
81, yeah.
You a rooster baby?
I am the rooster baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're a pioneer in spirit then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're all about hard work, pioneer in spirit. And you dress a little weird.
Yeah.
I got all that from the Asian menus every time I go to yeah, that's what it says. But yeah. Cool. What are some challenges that Vietnamese couples face when balancing two families, the husband side and the wife side? Because I know, like, I'm married, you know, I always have to deal with like stuff on my wife's side of the family. She has to deal with my side of the family. And you know that Vietnamese people are crazy. So when you're adding in two crazy families and butting up a lot of craziness, how do you balance that? Like, how should a Vietnamese couple balance that?
Once again, understanding what their preferences are. Like, obviously, you're marrying into, even though it may be the same culture, you're marrying a northerner or someone who is religious. So really understanding their morals, their boundaries, their preferences, and putting away your ego and realizing, hey, this person is trying to support me and help me, right? However, sometimes their tone, them being critical can bring up a stress response from your own personal experiences with your family. So you're struggling, oh, my in-laws are asking too much, or I'm not doing too much. I worry that they don't like me. They feel like they need someone better for their children. Obviously, I date outside, I date Americans. And so I know, like, at home, when I had a partner living with me, like, we're both equals. But I went to my aunt's house one day. This would be the man who she met years ago. We're no longer together. So my dad said, you are still married to this guy, even though I'm bringing someone else to the house. So he prefaced, you're married, you're still married. So if she asked about your husband, basically, wink, wink, you're going to lie to her, right?
Yeah.
To not bring shame in the family.
Yeah.
So we're going there, and then there's fruit, you know, they always offer you snacks. My partner at the time picked up an orange, and my dad is facing me, and then my aunt is facing my partner at the time. My dad makes eye contact, and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble because he's peeling his own orange. Yeah. So I had to pick it out his hand. I said, don't ask any questions, don't say anything, just let me do it.
Yeah.
So I'm peeling it, and I'm like, here you go, offering being that submissive child. So I have to also remember when I'm going into a very traditional home, even though my dad isn't, but his sister is, I have to conform to what they're expecting of me. Do I want to? I mean, I'm tattooed out. Like, I cover up. It's summer. Yeah. I'm covered. Like, I'm wearing winter clothes.
Is there ever a point, though, like, where you can just think and just act and be like, man, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Whatever my parents think, then fuck it. Like, is that good or is that bad for you to rebel 100% like that?
I did for 7 years. However, I don't think it's good because I had children and they weren't present. Like, my brother has children. My dad lives with them. My dad and his wife and my sister live with my brother and his family. They've been with the baby since birth. They're raising my parents are raising my brother's children.
Wow.
So that they don't have to like send them to daycare and things like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like because of my stubbornness, my rebellion, I missed out on my children having a traditional upbringing, learning the language, being exposed to the culture, being spoon-fed and rocked in a hammock, and eating the Vietnamese food to, really preserve that culture. So on one hand, I feel like I did my children a disservice because they're not speaking Vietnamese, right?
Okay.
They love the food, but if the grandparents were there and they're constantly speaking Vietnamese, I wouldn't have to, like, they're not asking me now as adults, why didn't you teach me?
How's your relationship with your kids? Is there any kind of, is the trauma that you got, did it pass down to them, or did you already break it, or like?
I broke it.
Cool.
I was not tiger. I tried the tiger mom thing.
Yeah.
The temper is real. I know my oldest was like, you had a wooden spoon at the table and you would spank me. And I'm like, I stopped because I knew my dad temper would come out.
Gotcha.
Having them be very expressive and exploratory, open communication. There's really no rules except don't lie to me. So I think I set that foundation of no fear, no shame. They're adults. They moved with me to Texas. All of them, one graduated trade school, one's in college. No, one is in the master's program. She's following in my footsteps. So
awesome.
Even though I wasn't as strict, my children are very successful and they grew up in privilege because I didn't want them to suffer like I did.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. When it comes to Vietnamese people and boundaries, why is it that like Vietnamese people don't understand boundaries? And how do you assert a boundary on like a Vietnamese parent? Or
because they think that they're doing it for the betterment of the family, which is, collectivist society, you're doing it for the whole, right? So understanding that their intention isn't ill will. Mm-hmm. However, I think the American, the more individualistic mindset, this is my life. Your parents don't understand because they grew up living with each other. They grew up like working together. Yeah. Generations of families are living in the same home. So really understanding how we can communicate this. Hey, you can't come this time, but later would be better.
Cool. Okay.
Rather than restricting them.
What's more important in a relationship? Would you say it's communication, sex, or cleanliness? That's a big one for me. That's a big.
I say all three.
All three? Yeah, all three equal?
I'd say they all three. I think communication is maybe a bigger island. The cleanliness and the sex aspect are like bridges over. They're little islands, but they're equal.
Yeah, they're all connecting to.
They're all connecting. If you don't have the communication, the cleanliness and the sex aspect may not even be there or present.
What's like whenever it comes to communication, how does communication die in a relationship? Like, let's say, like, me and my wife, like, we talked to each other like when we first met, and then it just like faded away. Why does communication fade away? And how do you get that communication to spark back up? And we're not just talking about sex stuff. We're talking about like everyday, just like communication.
Because you fear the person's tone or reaction. And I have to emphasize, this is your partner, not your competitor. Yeah. So why are you fearing their reaction? Why are you staying in something in fear and disrespecting yourself by I know they're like, oh, typically they think that, oh, you're upset. You came home from work. You're upset. I don't want to agitate you. Huh. And then to say you're upset because of work, your wife may think that, oh, you're mad at her. It has nothing to do about her. Let me try to understand where you're coming from. How can I support you or reduce that emotional tension so that we can connect? So over time, I see you always mad. I grew up seeing my dad always mad. Guess what? You're in a relationship similar to what you grew up in.
Gotcha. Well, what's a simple way to fix issues like that?
How can I support you? How can I approach you? Just ask the question, right? Try to understand, how can I come to you when you are agitated? If I come to you and asking you, why are you mad at me? And you're not mad at me. And then you're like, why are you asking me that? It's going to make me triggered. So if I ask you, if and when I notice you're upset, how would you want me to approach you? You say, I just want you to say, hey, I noticed you're down and out. Tell me more about that.
Gotcha.
So if I hear you and I go to you the way that you want me to, you'll less likely be reactive or triggered because you feel safe because I'm not attacking you. And then your response is based in a calm and safe manner, then I will feel safe and we're setting a foundation that we're not feeding off of each other's emotions.
So yeah, just pretty much just have an open conversation and just like tell your significant other what you're feeling, pretty much.
Right.
Okay.
And knowing your significant other needs to know that you did not cause this and you are not the problem. Like your wife's not the problem. She didn't cause this. She may be involved. It may be about her, but I use words very loosely. She's not a perpetrator. You are not a perpetrator. We have differences that we need to communicate about. People personalize and their egos get in the way.
And when it comes to sex, how many times is a good standard number a week?
It depends.
10?
It depends on sex encompasses being connected, a healthy and satisfying relationship. I would say that 2 to 4, other therapists may differ. I would say 2 to 4 times a week.
Okay. How about 2 to 4 times in one night?
Okay, that's good too. That would be more on the whole, like, that can happen if you know your palate, your appetite. It's like having gas in the car. The more gas you have, the more time you can go, or the more miles you can go.
What's the biggest intimacy challenge? The most common one?
Putting forth effort.
Oh yeah, on both sides?
On both sides, initiating.
Oh, interesting.
Whether it be conversation or even the sex. Well, I don't want to initiate because she had a headache and I feel like she rejected me.
What creates people's kinks? Like, like you were talking about like the BDSM and like, I don't know, like golden showers or like bukkake and shit. Like what creates these things? Like, is it because we grew up like when we were a kid, we saw something when we were a kid and it's fucked us up and now we're into it? Or like, how's that shit like form?
So my PhD was in compulsive sexual behavior. So I was looking at more of the trauma response, but a lot of the ones that I do work with, their kinks have come from early exposures. All they can associate was, this is what I see. It gives me pleasure. And then over time, a basic porn video doesn't do the job. And so it gets a little bit more extreme. So they're testing their own boundaries and limits.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Or, some have experienced sexual trauma. In the Freudian type of aspect, they're recreating those traumas. There are practices where those BDSM kink stuff can support or help through the trauma responses. Or say you're dating someone new and they're like, hey, put this mask on and this ball gag. And you're like, ooh, I like that. And then so, it's taught or exposed to you. So it really depends.
So does that mean like they're normal or does that mean they're like fucking weird?
I would say everybody's weird. It's just, are we communicating it? And I mean, more so, are we open-minded to just like trying new foods? Can we try new sex positions or can we spice things up into the bedroom?
You ever seen that movie Nymphomaniac?
I don't think so.
Well, it's a 2-part movie and it has like Shia LaBeouf in it and like it's about this chick that like she used to get off when she was younger, but like as she grew older, she couldn't get off as much because she needed to go to another extreme of like sexual pleasure. Mm. So the whole movie is about like her in search of like the next level of weird extremeness. But it's kind of it's like 2016 or something. But you should check it out. It's kind of weird, but
okay,
kind of artsy. Yeah. Okay, yeah. What about like cleanliness? Like I know like. You would never think about cleanliness when you get together with somebody or you marry somebody, but like, how do you like keep that cleanliness about? Because my wife, she's clean. I'm very clean. I consider myself to be a neat freak, surprisingly. But like, she has her ways of cleaning. I have my ways of cleaning. But like, how do you like just not argue about like a dish sitting in the sink or a dish hanging out on the side of the sink or something?
I don't think it's cleanliness. I think it's control.
Oh, okay.
Can you be comfortable with having the dish in the sink? What does that dish represent? You didn't listen to me. You're not respecting my boundary of empty sink. I can't sleep because the sink isn't empty. I had this conversation with the guy I'm seeing yesterday. Like, would you go behind me and fill up the dishwasher if you did it wrong? He says, I wouldn't do that to you, but if you did that to me, it's okay. And I get that perhaps because I'm a dishwasher and therefore men can't. So it's like, it's okay if I correct that.
Yeah.
But he says if it did it to me, it'd feel like perhaps like wife correcting your behavior make you feel incompetent.
Huh.
So I think it's more about the control aspect of it.
What about like a level of like respect? Like, what if like, you know, you're the person that's always doing the dishes, but you're never being appreciated for it, but you constantly keep on doing the dishes, and then you build a resentment, and then there's like a weird battle between like not being respected or appreciated. Like, where's the line at when it comes to that?
Once again, what does the dishes symbolize? Am I doing this to get external validation?
Huh. Okay.
And then it goes back into your love language, right? I'm doing an act of service to you. I want you to give me words of affirmation. And so we may have not communicated what your love language is so that when I do the dishes, it shows that I care about you, but then you're not saying anything or validating me. It means that you don't care about me. So eventually you're going to stop doing the dishes.
It's so crazy how like everything that we do, there's like a really, really, really deep meaning behind everything. Mm-hmm. It's wild.
It's not, right. It's never really about the thing.
Yeah. When you're first starting to date somebody, aside from the attraction, how do you gauge someone's values? Like, how do you know that their value is going to align with yours without looking like a weirdo?
I would say the observation, right? How they're treating the waiter. If you're coming late, how are they responding? If you're meeting at a coffee shop, is there, and you're 5 minutes behind, do they have their own coffee in their hand? When you're stepping up to the register, are they asking you, what do you want? Or saying, hey, I got it. Are we talking about what are we talking about? Are we talking about deeper things in the initial meetup versus like, oh, what's your favorite color? Things like that, right?
Yeah.
So gauging, once again, going back to communication and how interested they are based on what they're asking you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm like going to develop a screening tool.
Yeah.
Because I have couples that are open and they attract women that they can rescue, so to speak. So I'm like, I'm going to develop a application, and there's these parameters because a lot of people are attracting men, so to speak, not to be traditional, but I am someone to provide for, to fix, to rescue.
Interesting. But that's what it's all about pretty much, right? Just trying to find somebody where your values align with somebody.
Right.
But just being
knowing your values,
yeah.
Knowing your values first.
Yeah.
And asking about their values and then just gauging if they match or not.
Relationships can be stressful all around, you know, whether it's your wife, your husband, parents, siblings, friends, coworkers, whoever. What are some like super quick, easy, simple things that people can do to distress?
Exhale.
Good.
Longer exhales relax the body, and then the logic goes online.
Cool. Okay.
So if your body is tense, or I call it the bad air is still there, yeah. You're not thinking logically.
It seems like,
so you're more reacting rather than responding.
It seems like it's the most simple things that cure all. Just talking, communication, and breathing.
Pretty much. I say keep it simple. Don't make it complicated.
Yeah. I know we're running out of time, but this is such an interesting conversation. I'll probably talk to you forever. But what is something that surprises people about you?
Just that I'm too blunt and have no filter.
I love that about you, though. That's awesome.
It's been beneficial in therapy.
Yeah.
However, if you're not used to me in the first session, like I had a review on growth therapy. It wasn't for me. She wasn't personable. I can't be personable in the first session yet.
Has there ever been a time where you like listen to a couple's problems and you're like, damn, they're like fucked up. Like, wow, it's kind of crazy. Like, is there ever a time where somebody overwhelms you personally, like their problem?
When they come to me and they argue, and I have to be a mom, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. You're listening to me. If you don't stop right now, we're going to end the session. And they stop.
Oh, nice. That's cool. What's your ultimate goal in life?
I guess to help people have better sex.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You're like the Vietnamese Dr. Ruth.
Yes, that was my goal.
Yeah. Are you like 4 feet tall too, like Dr. Ray?
I'm 5'1".
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
I have a little bit of height on
Cool.
her.
All right, rapid fire time. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Favorite all-time TV show?
I would say Love on the Spectrum.
Oh, okay. I think that's on Netflix, right?
It is on Netflix. I just finished season 4 yesterday.
Okay, I think I came across it, but I never watched the episode. Recommend
It's very straightforward, very blunt. They know what they want. Yeah, it's a very good couples type of dating show.
Okay. You ever seen Naked Attraction?
No.
You heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but it's kind of funny at the same time. It's interesting.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Top book recommendation.
I would say The Body Keeps Score, to understand how trauma holds into the body, how your body keeps that memory, how you respond. It's a good book.
Okay, I'll see if it's on Spotify. Maybe I'll download the audiobook if it's on there.
Okay.
Favorite things to do and escape to just be with yourself?
Legos. Yeah, I have Legos.
What's the most?
Yeah.
What's the most pieces you've done?
I'm not quite sure, but I have a haunted house.
Yeah.
That's probably 2 feet high, and it has a working elevator.
I love Legos too, but they can get so expensive though.
Yeah, I don't buy clothes, so I'll buy Legos.
Oh, yeah.
Like every holiday, I'll ask for a Lego set.
Yeah.
I'm banned right now because I have some sets that I haven't built yet.
Yeah. You'll
So
show up.
I'm gonna hurry up and build them and then get more.
You'll show up to a party naked, but you have all the Lego sets with you.
Yeah,
I got you.
I think I can make clothes out of Legos.
Top song in your current rotation.
I would say right now, Void, Alan Walker, and Sorano, Sorana. Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge EDM.
All right, cool. Favorite movie?
It's an old one, Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh, is that the one with Jamie Kennedy?
That was the bitches and hoes.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember the Jamie Kennedy Xperience?
Yeah.
You remember when he would just like basically punk somebody and he's just like, "You just been X'd." That's hilarious. Favorite Vietnamese dish?
I like bún bò, eh?
Okay. Is there any couples that you have that like to eat while they're fucking? Like just have like food, like put bún bò way in their body and like start fucking?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I did want to do like an aphrodisiac, have these appetizers. Maybe them not having sex there.
Okay.
But yeah, have that type of like experience.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, I was listening to like a radio show. It was like a sex show, but it was on super late at night, and I turned on my radio and it was on. And right when I turned it on, they were talking about like a couple that loved to like get a blue tarp and like just put it on their bed before they start having sex, and then they just start shitting on each other. And I was a kid and I was listening to this. I was like, "This is wild, man. That's crazy," but it's weird. That doesn't mean that I shit whenever I have sex, but no, I just thought that was really weird. Anyways, favorite overall dish, like out of anything, Vietnamese food, American food, anything.
I would say bánh bèo.
Bánh bèo, out of everything. Yeah. All the food in the world.
All the food in the world.
That's cool. Okay. There's a place in Arlington called Nguyen Cafe.
Yes, we go there for bánh bèo and bún riêu. Yeah,
the bánh bèo there is really good. They got really good wings there too. The wings there are awesome.
Oh yeah, we had them last time. They're kind of expensive. I mean,
they are. It's a big ass portion.
Yeah,
but it's good. Favorite place to travel?
I love New Orleans, Las Vegas. More so the attractions, the culture, the diversity.
Cool. Okay. Place you want to travel to, but you haven't been to yet?
I'd say Ireland, Scotland.
Oh, yeah. I would love to go there, too. That'd be really cool. What's your favorite memory ever?
I would say EDC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Alan Walker set, I think, 2021.
Did you get the glow sticks out?
No.
No? Did you get the neon paint out?
I have neon makeup.
Oh, okay,
so it goes
cool.
in black light.
That's
so
cool.
I'm like already there. Yeah.
Very cool. Furry boots too?
No, I get overheated. So I just keep it simple. Fishnets and my hey dudes.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm about comfort, not about like.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. This is the first ever edition of Battle of the Haters. Are you ready?
Okay.
Jealousy or judgment? Which is the worst trait?
Judgment.
Judgment or gossiping?
Judgment.
Judgment or ass kissing?
Ass kissing.
Ass kissing or being nosy?
Ass kissing.
ass kissing, or constantly complaining?
Constantly complaining.
Constantly complaining or being condescending?
Constantly complaining.
Constantly complaining or being a fake personality?
Being fake.
I guess that's the winner then. Like, being fake is the worst out of all the hater traits.
Right.
I agree. I actually do agree with that. Yeah.
Just goes into couples therapy. We have to be authentic.
Yes. Where do hater traits come from? Is it like a passed on thing too, like a trauma thing?
I would say that apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You are a product of your environment. Maybe it's used to protect. It's a protection mechanism.
Gotcha. Okay. And for listeners that might feel nervous about seeking therapy or sex therapy, what would you say to help them take that first step?
I made TikTok and YouTube videos, so I have some short clips on like nervous system and not fully sex stuff, but like how it can help you understand why you're struggling. So I'd say my resource will be, and I'll send you a link. Or just books. Come As You Are by Emily Nagassi is a good book to understand. So going to your local bookstore or your library and searching up some books on sex will be helpful to kind of pave the way.
Cool. All right. You did it. You made it through an hour plus with me. We went over a little bit. Thank you for wasting your life with me. I definitely learned a thing or two today for sure. And hopefully my audience did too. So I really appreciate your time. Where can people find more about you at?
So letstalkopenly.com.
Letstalkopenly.com.
My website. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put that in my show notes. And you got social media too or anything? You said you got TikTok?
I do. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Cool.
I'll send you all that.
I'll link everything in the show notes for sure. Cool. Yeah, awesome, Thuydy. This is like a really great conversation. I wish we could talk more. Super interesting, but hope you have a great weekend.
In the future, if you need anything networking, if you want to donate time, have a class or something, I'll be more than happy to give back.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Cool. And if me and my wife have sex issues, I'll definitely call you number one. First, you'll be the first person.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Alrighty.
All right. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Bye, Thuydy.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's podcast and would like to be a future guest, email me at walmak.podcast@gmail.com. While you're at it, like, subscribe, comment, share, and follow on your preferred podcast player. A quick rating or comment really goes a long way, so I really appreciate it if you could do that. And don't forget to check out Thuydy and how she can help you at www.letstalkopenly.com. Until next time, peace, love, and do my might.